phaco in posterior
We'll
polar
take the
cataracts.
question at the end because time, we have to keep in mind the time as well. So I think even for my talk, we'll take the question after Dr. Mohanto's talk. So I'll be talking about posterior polar cataract, steps which the beginner should master. So when we think about posterior polar cataract, the main thing come into our mind, how to manage the nucleus without getting a PCR, without dropping the nucleus. So we tend to forget the other aspect as well. Just look at this case, for instance. Hey, how do I play? Yeah, so look at this case. It's under topical anesthesia. I'm doing a side port and keep looking. It's going in and sudden movement of the eye and the wound get extended. So like in every cases, we have to keep in mind how you're constructing the wound and more so in PPC. Because what happens now? The leakage from the side port will make the pupil smaller and smaller and the operation becomes difficult. It's prolapsing everywhere. So for the beginners, it's not just nuclear management. Every step has to be kept in mind. So wound construction is very important. Next is CCC. So CCC, what I do, normally for all my cases, I incise the anterior capsule with the keratome, as you have seen here. Only difference in PPC, I make it slightly smaller because if there is a posterior capsule rupture, I can do the lens capture with the anterior capsular rim. So I tend to keep it at about 5 to 5.2 millimeter. I do use Haldipurkas or micro Rexis forceps and go ahead and do the Rexis. So first step, I do the section, incise with the keratome the capsule, then do the Rexis. Now, second step is hydrodissection in any case. So hydrodissection is a big no-no for phacoemulsification in PPC. Sorry, what is happening? Sorry. So hydrodissection is a big no-no. You can do hydrodelineation, but not hydrodissection as a beginner. What you should do, because the cortex and the epicortex are adherent to the capsule, you can take a spatula. Array, what is happening? You can take a spatula, flat spatula, go under the anterior capsular rim, and with a swiping movement, you can separate the epicortex from the nucleus, because that gives you a cleavage later on. Or you can, what else you can do? You can take the cannula, like in the second case, and inject very little bit of fluid while doing mechanical separation, very little bit of fluid so that it doesn't go behind to the posterior pole. So that is the other option you can do. Now, nucleus management, coming to nucleus management, I have a technique of my own, and everyone have a technique of their own while managing posterior polar cataract to make it safer. Now, for softer cataract, you can do hydrodelineation, and you can just engulf the small nucleus. But for harder cataract, we are not doing hydrodissection, so we are in the back foot. We cannot rotate the nucleus because that can cause disruption of the posterior capsule, so we are in the back foot. So what can we do? So what I normally do without rotation, if you keep an eye, I have done the first chop. I've done the first chop here with a vertical thing. I'm tilting my phaco tip slightly to get a pizza pie of the nucleus. So I have done the second chop and I take that out. So I have taken 1/4 of the nucleus without rotating the nucleus. Now what I'm doing, I'm further tilting the phaco tip and burying it inside the nucleus. Look where I'm putting my chopper, not against the tip, but the side of the phaco tip, and separating the nucleus. And now I'll emulsify that part. So half of the part is gone. What comes into mind at that stage? Now if I drop the nucleus down now, I'm dropping half of my nucleus. I have to pay half of my fees to my retinal colleague. So jokes apart, what I'm doing now just nudging the nucleus out from the thing without rotating and chopping it again and take the fourth piece out. So far I am not rotating the nucleus. By this time the nucleus, the natural flow of fluid has done the hydrodelineation quite well and the nucleus is mobile, and now I am able to take out the last piece as well. So without rotating the nucleus. Now for every beginners, don't take out, half the job is done. Don't take out your phaco tip, put visco through the side port, fill in the visco so that the chamber doesn't collapse, and then take it out. Now you see, I had created a cleavage, so from that cleavage, I'm injecting visco behind the anterior capsule and separating the epicortex from the posterior capsule up to the polar cataract adhesion. So I'm in different places, I'm putting visco to leave that out. So my job has become easier because I had made a cleavage in the beginning. And once that is done, you see in my second instrument is not a chopper or dialer anymore, is the viscoelastic cannula, so that I can fill it in whenever required. And I just take out the loosened epicortex and fill in with the viscoelastic. And then I go ahead and complete my phacoemulsification. So that is a point to remember. Don't take out your phaco tip at all without filling it. Here is another case. It's a small PPC. I'll just move forward. All my cases are done under topical anesthesia, and patient's cooperation is very important. So this was the case. So I'll just, after taking out the anterior epicortex, again the same technique, slightly to the side, bury the nucleus, do the first chop, tilt the phaco tip, do the second chop, because these are harder cataract. So do the second chop and take the pizza pie out. That will give more space for you to manipulate. So the first piece is taken out. Now I will tilt my phaco tip again, and this portion I have to take out. So again I'm doing the chop. The first chop fell, don't get disheartened, re-engage it, and do the chop, separate the nucleus, and take it out. Now for the remaining portion, as I've said, by this time there is a lot of fluid flow, so the nucleus can be very mobile. So I'm taking the third piece out. If you have noticed, the chopping was slightly different. It's in opposite direction, and now there is some epicortex and the fourth piece, which I have just slightly moved the nucleus and take it out. So the take home is, don't manipulate or move your nucleus too much. You can do the phaco successfully even without rotating in nucleus, which is quite important in posterior polar cataract because it can open up the PC. Now coming to nucleus, coming to IA, again, if the pupil becomes small, you can use BHEX. This is an old video. This is to show how foolish I was at that time. You can use your iris, you can second hand to move the iris away and do the epicortex cleaning and the cortical cleaning. The idea of showing this video that never polish a PPC. It will open up the PC. So at that time I was not that experienced. There is a small piece of posterior polar opacity. I'm trying to polish that, and that's open the PC up. So never do that. You can yuck them later on. So I was lucky it didn't open up too much. So I managed to put visco in, put the vitreous back and prevent it in prolapsing, and put the lens in. So the take-home message, not to polish the capsule. And if the PC opens up, you have to be well equipped, or you can take help of your seniors to manage the condition. So here you can see the PC has opened up vertical. There is no chance of doing PCCC. Be slow in taking out all the epicortex which is there. If the vitreous prolapse, you have to manage it. So here in the last moment the vitreous prolapse, Here the last moment the vitreous prolapse, if it prolapse, again you know how to manage a vitreous prolapse with PCC, with posterior capsule rupture. Use all the armatorium. triamcinolone to stain the vitreous, to do the vitrectomy, put the lens on the sulcus and do the capture of the IOL with the anterior capsular rim, and then complete your phaco using pilocarpine to make the pupil small. Sorry, where is? So here I am putting the lens in the sulcus. So for shortage of time, I'll just move forward. Dial the lens. So always put a visco between the iris and the anterior capsular rim, and after putting diluted triamcinolone, you can make out where the vitreous strands are, do vitrectomy adequately to remove all the vitreous from the anterior chamber, and then use pilocarpine to see if there is any further picking of the pupil. Here the pupil is round, air bubble, and finish the case up. Thank you so much.